Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna be showing you how I edit my Instagram photos. So over the years I have tried a lot of Instagram filters or Instagram themes, but I wasn't too happy with any of them, so I kept changing it and I was not fixed on one thing. So one day I was like just researching and just exploring Lightroom, and I was figuring out how to get the desired theme or aesthetic that I was having in my mind. So I did some exploring, found some ways, found some themes, and I saved it. And I'm going to be showing you what I've saved in this video. So if you want to know how I edit my photos, then keep on watching. So when it comes to editing, I used to use Visco and Snapseed. Visco, I don't use it anymore because most of the filters that used to be free are now paid, or at least it shows like that for me, so I don't use that, and all the free filters are not that good, so I kind of let that go. And Snapseed, it's an amazing app, free app by Google. It's amazing. You can do most of the things that you can do in Photoshop or Lightroom in Snapseed, so I highly recommend Snapseed for you guys if you haven't tried that out already. But currently I use only two things, that is Lightroom and Photoshop. Photoshop, I don't use it on my face or anything like that. It's just to take off certain objects on the photo. But apart from that, I only use Lightroom, and Lightroom I use it on my mobile. I don't use the desktop version, and it's again a free app, so I was like, why not, let me just give it a shot, and I am obsessed with it. So it took me a lot of time to get used to Lightroom. Of course I saw a lot of videos, I kind of learned from videos and understood like what each category meant and what everything does and everything. It's pretty self-explanatory. You might need maybe one or two videos and then you'll be good to go. So Lightroom it is. I have not used any preset or anything like that, so nothing paid. It's all just from whatever's already there in the app. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna go to Lightroom, and I already have one photo imported. So this is a photo from outdoors, and the lighting is fine, but it could still use some work. So let me just start off with that. By the way, I have my the numbers written in a notebook, so if I'm looking somewhere else, I'm just trying to see what it is. So every time I edit, I always skip my exposure and contrast, because again it's gonna vary from every single photo. So I'm gonna skip those two, and I'm gonna go to highlights directly. And highlights, I'm gonna bring it down to like -51. And shadows, 73. So if you can see, that's already gonna get you some light in the photo just with the shadows and highlights. It's already looking better. And I'm gonna increase the whites. Whites is gonna make the photo look a little more brighter, and increasing bringing down the blacks to like -29. Yeah. So those are the things that I'm gonna do in the light section, and I'm gonna go to color. One thing I wanted to do was not to play with curves and everything, because again it's a little more complicated and not many people could get it right away, and even if I say it and show it on my phone, it's not gonna be easy for you to understand. So I just made sure that not to use any curves and just play with whatever's there outside, so it's easy for you guys to understand. So next thing is temperature. I like my photos to be a little bit warm and a little bit more of pink tones, so I'm gonna increase the temperature to 5 and tint to around 6. And yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with vibrance or saturation, so because that's gonna ruin picture if it's not the same light. And I'm gonna go to color mix. So this is where the whole photo changes. So I'm just gonna go every single color like one by one. Let's start off with red. Red, I'm gonna increase the hue to like 25. Luminance to -20. And saturation to +31. So that's for red. I skip orange because orange affects your skin tone, so I only do that when a certain photo is looking too orange. I will reduce the saturation, but that comes at the last. It is the last step. I don't do it right now, so I'm gonna skip orange for now. If I might need it later, I'll go for it, but for now, no. Next, yellow. I'm gonna bring down the hue to around 65, -65. And saturation, I'm gonna bring it down all the way because I don't like the yellowness. Even though I like warm photos, I don't like the whole tint over it, so I kind of bring the saturation down. Like as you can see, it just changes your whole photo. Like it's a lot more clearer, I feel. And I'm gonna bring up the luminance just a little bit, around 12, and that's for yellow. Next is green. So I am also very particular about the green, the shade of green. I like the more darker green. So I'm gonna bring the hue all the way to 100, and if you can see, the green has changed. It's a lot more darker green, so that's what I'm gonna go with. And saturation, I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit more, a lot more actually. It's about -30, 73. You can see the color of the green so far, so I like that. So I like this shade of green the most, so I'm just gonna go with that. I'm not gonna do anything for saturation, luminance, so I'm just gonna skip to the teal color. In teal, I'm just gonna change one thing, but that's again not gonna show any difference in the photo if there is no sky or water involved, or any blue jeans or anything like that involved. In this photo, there is no blue, so it might not show up, but I'm gonna still do it. I'm just gonna decrease the saturation to like -5. So that's all I'm gonna do for teal. Next is blue. Again, this blue only shows up when there is like water, a sky, or denim in your photo, or any blue object. But right now there is nothing, so it's not probably gonna show it, but I'm still gonna do it because when I'm trying other photos, it's gonna help with that. So blue, I'm gonna bring it down to -70 because I like that teal effect on the sky, so I like that. So I'm gonna bring it down to -17. Saturation around a little bit, -3, and I'm gonna bring up the luminance by 5 points. So that's for blue. I don't do anything with purple or pink because it changes the whole photo. It kind of shows a filter effect, which I don't like, so I'm just not gonna touch those two colors. So that's pretty much it in the mix section. We're almost done. So the last thing that I'm gonna do is to go to effects and bring up the clarity a little bit because most of my photos are shot in phone, so I just want to make sure the clarity is nice. But again, if it's too much, I will reduce it later. So this is what we have right now. As you can see, this is the before and this is the after. It's already looking good, but I kind of want more brightness to the photo. So this is when I come to the exposure and contrast back, and I'm just gonna increase the exposure a little bit, and that's gonna change your photo a lot. So let's say maybe 45, and I'm quite happy with how it looks right now. So this is the before, this is after. It looks great. So I'm gonna copy this settings and paste it in a different photo where there's a lot more blue, so I can show you how it looks with blue on the photo. So this is the before, this is the after. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna copy this settings again, and I'm gonna paste it in a photo which is completely dark. As you can see, this photo is extremely dark, you can barely see anything. I'm gonna paste the settings here and make some more changes to fit in this photo. So the actual changes before is already there right now. I'm gonna make more changes now. The first thing that I'm gonna do is to bring up the blacks all the way up, the whites all the way up, or probably not all the way, like 77, and the exposure to a good amount. Yeah, that's right about what I want. And bring down the highlights because there's too much white right now. So yeah, looks much better. Before, after. So these are all how it looks, and it looks pretty, like it looks the same throughout, so your feed will look much more neater. And yeah, so this is how I edit my photo. I just use one app and all the free settings only. There is nothing paid in this, and you can recreate it as well. I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If you did, then please give it a like, and don't forget to comment down below if you have any other video suggestions, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel because there's new videos every week and I would love to have you guys here. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye!